Night Pints Season 2, Episode 4 or 5, not sure. Today's brought to you by 3 Cheats. We got quite the crew here. First of all,
I'm gonna drink like a frat boy.
Dana Beers, back from Jackson, Mississippi, back from the dead here, back in New York, looking tan. Got the mullet,
slim.
like racing. You are looking trim,
I
man.
haven't stepped on a scale, and I feel like if I step on a scale,
It'll undo it.
I just let it be. You know?
Yeah, man.
Scales are stupid.
No, because you know what happens?
Like
You know what
naked,
happens?
that's what
If you step on a scale, you'll be like, oh, I got like 20 pounds to work. Like I can start
It's
eating.
like,
You know? Yeah.
You don't mess with the scale.
You look like you could put up like 25 and 12 right now. You look like you're
15.
back. Excuse me. You look like you're back to double, Dana. So
Is this your first time on the drinking
let's
show?
crack some beers, huh?
On the what?
On like a show, it's a show.
Oh
based
yeah,
on
I was
beer.
actually thinking about that. I'm kind of offended. I haven't been on this yet.
You haven't been here in fucking a year.
You've
Dana.
been doing it since quarantine.
Yeah, but we did it on the computer, and then you weren't here the whole time in the office.
Excuses.
Well, I do love the man showed up with his own box of Miller Lights, so we're cracking them all here for everybody. Miller Lights all around.
You need one?
You take that.
So let's crack them and enjoy them. Dana, in honor of Dana, who's back, in
back.
honor of Bailey, who is it's his last day. So
is.
cheers to the boy
Cheers,
Bailey.
cheers.
Thanks, sir.
He is moving on to Bad Brain LLC, Bad Brain Agency. What do you call it?
Digital consulting.
Basically, starting your own consulting group, which is wild, cool. So from what a ride you've had, man. From being like a teacher to being the XFL guy to Barstool.
To a scam called consulting.
Yeah.
Where's
All the
LLC?
That's a new girl quote. I don't. That's my deep cut there.
Well, no, but it's also just a fact. Consulting, what a scam, and doing mental health and whatnot. So, man.
Best of luck, though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It feels like a scam. It absolutely feels like a scam. So someone's like, hey, so we're going to pay you to ideate. And I was like, I don't know, okay.
I don't know what that
I'm like,
word means.
to think? And they're like, ha. I'm like, ha. Sign contract.
And the money just keeps showing up? Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
We got to pour a little out for Quigs and the Dogecoin.
Quiz, how rich would you be? I've seen tweets flying around.
A lot.
This is like a two-part story.
Okay.
But off the Doge, I would have like $500,000. And this is like all best case scenario. Like I sell when it's up high. But like this is more like what hurts me more is just like my Bitcoin stuff that like I'm kind of being reminded of today. I used to be like
I heard tale that you once had 80 bitcoins.
yeah. Like roughly that.
8-0.
I spent a summer where Bitcoin was around like $200 and I was being paid in Bitcoin. That's how like my payment was. I was getting
So
paid.
you were like was it the Trailblazers who changed their thing? We can get paid in bitcoins now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
he
was
was that
doing
guy.
that
Yeah.
like
He was scheming and scamming,
2013,
working on the
like,
dark web.
probably before like Lou and all them were in on.
Yeah.
Like it was a time where people were not investing in Bitcoin. It was
No.
like cryptocurrency, like this is untraceable.
Like when that
money.
dude bought like a pizza with one bit, like that was like this
yeah,
time.
not that scale of early, but
Yeah.
like still.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
all
what he did
those
was like
things are
10
floating
Bitcoin.
around
Yeah.
where it's like
Yeah.
there was like video game tournaments where it was like first place $500, second place 250, third place 10 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it was like fuck. So yeah, you were early on that, and then you're one of those guys who has those like lost Bitcoins that are just chilling in an account somewhere that you can't
Couple of
access.
those.
So if you added up the Dogecoin and the Bitcoin, what do you think you'd be? What do you think you have lost?
Be like somewhere near 5 to 6 mil.
Imagine Quigs being a fucking
Yeah, but it's like, I just don't deserve that.
I didn't think so either. No. I thought you were gonna say like 500 from Dogecoin and 500 from Bitcoin. I did not know you were gonna say 5
Nah,
million.
the Bitcoin is a
And-
ginormous chunk.
And that's because you lost it or because you spent it like on other shit?
So that was like I think I've lost out of like the 80, like somewhere 2 to 3, and the
Okay.
rest I
It's
cashed
still
out.
a lot of
Cash.
So-
So you did make some money, but just cashed out
but
when it was like.
I don't like really regret it because I never had the point when I like had all that Bitcoin that was like I think this could be
Sure.
massive and like I
Sure.
should hold it, and I
Right.
was like, and I
There was just no
it
reason.
was I was like a freshman in college that got like I think it was like 13 grand over the summer.
Sure.
And I was like,
Honestly,
I need this
that's
money.
not the
Yeah,
craziest.
well, it's like, it's either I hold my Bitcoin or I eat tonight.
Yeah, like 13 grand when you are a freshman in college It's not quite $5 or $6 million, but that's a
It's
lot of
not
money.
too far
and-
off either.
No, it really
Yeah.
isn't.
Like,
I remember
13
there
grand
were
for a
times
fucking
where
contractor?
if you had like $1,000 in college, you were like fucking big billing it. So
Dude, I got a credit card
Yeah.
with like $1,000 credit limit or something like that, and I was like,
When I first found out about credit
loaded.
cards, I'm still in debt.
when I first found
I'm
out-
28, I'm
debt
still
till
in
I
I was
debt.
remember that being
31,
like,
I
so
think.
wait a minute, I'm gonna buy this right now.
I
and
bought a
don't need that
fucking
money for it?
laptop at Best Buy, I'm still paying it off.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
And then the reason why we got Donnie and Tommy on here is because we're Hoge brothers. We're on to
Yes.
we're on for Doge is over. We missed the Doge. So in case you don't really know, Dogecoin, fake internet meme coin, the dog, the puppy head. It was like a troll. It was a fraction of a penny that has since, because of Elon Musk tweeting about it, TikTok getting a hold of it, has since gone up to like 38 cents, 40 cents. So if you got it at a fraction of a penny, and you
bro, I
invest-
remember when you, and wasn't long ago. I remember when you were explaining it to me on KFC Radio within the last year, I think, and you were like, if it gets to a penny. It'll actually
that
be
was
like,
that was the
That was always our
campaign.
goal.
That was the
Yeah.
goal. Like the
Last
Dogecoin guys were like, wouldn't it be funny if we got this to a penny? And they did, because it was an open pump and dump. The internet has allowed, like a pump and dump used to be like, you know, all right, I know this guy who's an investor. I'm gonna like get in his ear and talk to him. He's gonna buy some, and then he's gonna buy some. But it was all like word of mouth, and I don't know. Maybe it got to the point where you're emailing and using the computer a little bit. But like now, the internet just allows you to pump and dump in a way that I don't even know if it's technically pump and dump. It's just
And
like
that's
I
the
bought
thing,
it
like-
and I'm talking about it. My followers see it. Their followers see it. It
That's
goes
what,
viral.
like with crypto, there's no like
Nobody can stop
SEC that can be like, oh, this is like a bad trading practice.
Right.
It's like there's no regulating thing, so it's like
Just
you can do
goes.
anything to make it go up.
So, you know, it's like when a tweet goes viral, it's the same thing, except you're doing it with currency. It's not retweets and likes, it's fucking value of a currency. So it got to a penny and then just kept soaring, and then recently it gets to 38 cents. That's where Quiggs would have had like $500,000.
I mean,
But so that's over now. Like,
Donnie also had $500,000, and I would have had like 150,000.
I lost
so
I lost
not as
45
bad as
grand,
Quiggs.
which I could so use right now. Like fuck all you guys, okay? I know it's tough. I need that money so bad, and I just what happened with Quiggs. So at one point it was very hard to buy Doge. He had like the platform to buy it. So I was like, give me $500. Actually, originally it was funny. I was like, give me like 100 Dogecoin, and he was like, that's $8. I was like, okay, all right, all right, big baller over here, like give me $500. And it was like a very volatile day, up, down, kind of crazy. And at the end of the day, he said to me, right now we're flat. Like we went up, we went down, we're back to like your $500 investment. So either like Venmo me that money since I fronted it for you, or we can just like call it a day. And my Venmo, I'm suspended from Venmo. My Cash App was all fucked up. I was like, let's just call it, you know. And that's $45,000 down the fucking drain. But so now it's over.
None of this shit makes sense to me. It like goes over my head.
It doesn't need to.
Marty, like, so I live with Marty, and he just tells me every day, like, buy shit. I'm like, I don't know how.
don't
Marty
get that
explains
idea.
things to
I was
you.
like, I'm like, Marty's telling
I'd
me
keep
what to
that
do.
private.
Yeah.
No,
Let's not say that publicly ever.
It's a known fact between me and him that I'm the dumber one
Holy
somehow.
moly.
I don't know.
Holy.
Like, I know. Jeez.
But here's the thing. It doesn't. You don't need to know the deep in depth. It's just like. It's like anything else where like these NFTs and these things, it's like if people agree that this is worth some money and they buy it and the price goes up, it doesn't matter that you can't actually use Dogecoin, you can't spend it anywhere. It's not
Are there
actually-
plans for like you can buy things with Bitcoin now?
Somebody was saying
Is that going to be
I
a
actually
possibility?
looked at that. I guess Mark Cuban like lets you use Dogecoin
Yeah, for,
to
like,
buy
Oh, right,
Mavericks
the
tickets
Mavs
or something.
store.
But-
so there
in the
are.
Mavs online
but
But
even
like,
that feels like a joke, right?
actual stores will not like, because I mean I'm saying this as if like I know what the fuck Doge is gonna do, because I don't. But like Doge will go down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. It'll probably fucking skyrocket.
If
But-
you're like
And
a
that's where
company,
Dogecoin comes in.
well, so like Tesla and Elon Musk said you can buy Teslas with Bitcoin now, but that feels like a lot
makes
more.
sense,
Oh
'cause-
yeah, a lot
But
more.
also, Bitcoin's been around
value.
for like 10 years.
Yeah,
Like,
and,
so
it
10
has,
years
and it
is
has like a
Doge
market
gonna
cap
do that?
where
Yes,
it's like,
right.
if you
I
do
also don't know
believe
how
in the
long
value
Bitcoin's
of it,
been
like
said 10.
getting as much
Sounds
of
right.
that
Feels
chunk as
right.
you can is like
Value.
good, because it's going to
Yes.
be hard to get. It's already like hard to get.
Well, that's the
Like,
thing. There's
price.
like a finite number, whereas I believe Dogecoin intentionally inflates it, right? They
yeah,
just like
it's
keep
inflated.
flooding
They
the
just
market.
make- you can just
So
make
like
as
if
much-
you were to be like, okay, you can now buy our cars with.
What does that mean?
What?
So I'm just saying, like, how is there a finite number of digital currency? Like, how does that work?
I mean,
Blockchain.
yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
sure.
where it gets
Alright.
deep. But
See that when someone says blockchain, that's when I'm like, I'm out.
yeah, that's where I'm out too. But I just understand the idea that there's a finite number, and over here there's not. So if you bought, if I allowed you to buy my cars like Tesla with Dogecoin, and then they just flood the market and those are now worthless, it's like you're fucked. So I think you're an idiot if you decide to let. But we're all idiots. That's the point. So Dogecoin it is. So we
Now,
missed on,
Dogecoin,
we missed
there
on
is a
Dogecoin.
finite supply.
Right. So Dogecoin,
Yes.
it's a lot better.
We
okay?
burn it up from the
We're
supply.
in at the ground floor on Dogecoin. We
So-
can make some money.
I'm just saying, Hoj is A-okay with me. We're gonna meme
Yeah.
the fuck out of this. We're
I
gonna
mean,
blow
that's
this
it.
shit
It's
up.
never been easier to get rich. You just got to hit on one of these stupid fucking things. It doesn't
actually is
matter,
kinda true.
and it doesn't even have to last long term. Dogecoin could be worthless 5 years from now, but if one of us had $300,000 right now, we
would
take
be
that
pretty good.
out, we invest in a little 401k, some pens, some
Bingo,
actual
bango,
stocks.
bongo.
We're rich for the rest of our
The
lives.
hard part
We
is
just
knowing when you've become rich, though, because a year ago we had a group chat. We were
Oh,
like
this
an
is
old
so
text, and we had made like $200 on Doge. We had all sold it, and I texted the group chat, guys, it just feels good to win one. It feels good to be on the right side of a crypto scheme. But, like, a year later, here we go. Like
We did it. We sold
We just
it.
patted ourselves on the back. We thought we were all doing a good job.
Well, $500 is never gonna make. Like, we didn't cash out and be like, I'm fucking rich.
Yeah,
We're
it was
like,
like,
yeah,
oh, we
nice
made
little
some, we had
profit.
fun, yeah.
Like
It was nice to
now,
win
there's
one.
one of these things. You just gotta hit on one of them.
Well, that's
You
how
just
I
gotta
felt
hit on
about the social media app platforms too, where it was like, all right, I missed on TikTok, I didn't get in on that. Like, I'm doing Clubhouse, I'm getting in, and then Clubhouse just like isn't the one. So we might have still missed. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
There's gonna be some more opportunities.
Dogecoin seems to have a legitimate, the head of business development
Jesus
team.
Christ.
He DM'd me, he's like, let's talk. And I
Did he
didn't-
really?
Yeah, he was, I don't know what that means, the head of business
I don't know if
development.
that's a good
at Dogecoin.
sign that he's
I was gonna
reaching
say
out.
that's
if-
encouraging.
If the business
Yeah.
development,
Great sign.
if that guy is spending his time talking to Tommy Smokes, I don't know if it's that good.
The
of a
official
fucking-
Dogecoin account follows 21 accounts. I'm one of them, and Elon Musk is another. So I feel like I'm in
You're,
pretty
you're
elite
21
company
degrees
right
of
now.
separation away from Elon. So
Yeah.
all right, we're good.
So yeah, I
get
mean,
your Hoj on.
it's hard to buy right now, but that's why it's so valuable. Because when it is easy to buy, when it hits Robinhood, it hits Blockfolio,
That's
it
when
hits
every mom
everything
and
else.
grandma and aunt and uncle.
Yeah,
starts
then
buying
everyone's buying it. We're
No.
millionaires.
Yep, done.
He
And-
just said it makes no sense. It doesn't need to
Doesn't
make
need
sense.
to
To me,
make
it
sense.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You
it
know
doesn't
what's
make sense to me
stupid?
either.
You know, like if I give you like here, I think I have a. What? How does this make sense to you? That
true.
makes sense to you? Like that's just paper. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, put that in your pocket. That means
couple
something.
Miller Lights.
No, but you just know that's $5, so that can buy me something. Same thing with all this
Anything
shit.
has value if people just decide it has value.
That's why Tommy NFT over
That's why
here
I'm
taking a
selling
picture a
NFT
day.
selfies
so
of
that's-
myself every day.
That leads us to some questions here. Now, and this isn't like a thing for you. This is just like how was OpenSea?
OpenSea, yeah. It's
How
one of the
does that
places.
work? Like, so people will pay you for the picture, or they pay OpenSea?
They pay me, and I guess OpenSea takes a little bit of a cut. You could only pay with crypto. You could only pay with Ethereum, and then I have a wallet, a MetaMask wallet, connected to my OpenSea account that goes into that.
And how much are people paying for?
Well, I've sold 5 selfies so far. 3 of them sold to Buddha Ben. 2 of them to some other guy. On
much?
average, about $25 each. They sell in Ethereum.
$25 too many.
No,
That's not
there's
bad.
Yeah.
nobody else right now
If
is
you're
the
getting
NFT
$100
selfie. Like the
And you
NFT
said you're getting it in Ethereum?
Right.
for a
So
couple
it's hard to
selfies?
judge. It's hard to judge exactly how much I've actually made because it's Ethereum. But like nobody else is the NFT selfie guy right now. If I just take one every day, and there's only one of one every single day. One day, you know
know what I'm gonna do?
here, I'm here.
I'm gonna become the NFT selfie guy and just start taking my own.
Well, so we could both be rich. We could both be rich. Apple and Microsoft exist, baby. There's no problem there.
Maybe we'll have like a crossover. All of a sudden,
Bill
I'm in the
Gates and
background of
Steve
yours,
Jobs.
you're in the background of mine. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
Let's
and
all
that's the
get rich
thing.
together.
Buddha Ben really like has in my head. He's like, Tommy, you're gonna be a millionaire off this. I'm like, Buddha, I don't know for sure if that's true, but I like where your head is.
So Buddha sells like a picture a day, right?
No, he doesn't do a picture a day. That's why he was saying it's like for him, like
where he was selling them like almost daily. He sells
right,
a
right.
good
But
amount.
it takes him a while to like make art.
I feel like
obviously.
he's dropping a new painting every day.
He also, I think it's a lot of them are like backlogged.
Right.
It's like shit that he actually painted, like to
It's just
sell
he
the
didn't do it that
painting, and
day.
it's like I can just.
So
scan
the
it.
thing is, like, once people are convinced that, like, right now, people are like NFTs. What's that? Like, I could take a picture of it and I fucking own it. But that's the same thing with art. Like,
Everything is
you
that
could go
way. I
to a
can't
store
stand that
and
argument.
get a picture of the Mona Lisa and be like, I have the Mona
But
Lisa.
Yeah, but
Like,
art is
I-
physical and you hang it in your, like, unless there's just a good way to display NFTs. It's
But they're
harder
doing
to-
that too,
Well,
by
that-
the way. They're doing like those sharper image things where you have like the frame and then the fucking picture's a screen. There are absolutely ways to fucking make it, put it on display. But I can't stand any of the arguments. Like, yeah, you can Google a picture of the Mona Lisa. You can fucking have the fake Declaration of Independence. It was not the right one with Nick Cage. You had the real one.
But only one person owns Tommy Smoke's NFT selfie
makes
number
sense.
3, April 15th, 2021.
Well, so I was telling these guys, like last year, a couple years ago now, I wanted to sell pictures on like, not like posters, but more like print size for like art almost. That was like the picture of the King Richard's Fair painting, or the picture of Dave at the KO Barstool rally, or Big Cat, Big House. All like the classic Barstool pictures that I thought like our crowd would want to buy. But people didn't want to buy like the prints of it, but now I'm thinking like come back around if you could buy like a, I don't know, if you could own, it's all stupid,
we should
but there are people
definitely
out
do
there
a Barstool
who would be like,
OpenSea
I own,
NFT.
yeah, I own the King Richard's Fair picture. But the problem is, I think with all this, our crowd is a little too old and a little too like, fuck that, this is fake.
But that's the thing. Like right now,
gotta
yeah,
get with the
everybody
TikTok
thinks
crowd.
about that about NFTs. But a year from now, you know, there's going to be more people on NFTs. 2
Sure,
years from now,
I
more
love
people,
saying-
and they're going
I
to be like,
think
"Holy
our-
shit, 700 Tommy Smoke selfies for me to buy."
I think you're right that more and more will get down. But I think the Barstool audience will be like the last people to buy into NFTs.
Okay.
Because it does
I
sound
do
like
think it
stupid.
makes
Now,
sense
are
from
you
like
prepared for Dave to be furious?
I emailed
Yes.
Dave and Erica off the bat.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, "Look, like,
Well,
I was
Dave
like,
didn't read it, so.
I was like, this is like kind of a joke. Like at that point, I was like, I've sold one to Buddha Ben for $20, but I was
Yeah.
like, I just want to make sure I'm totally in the clear here.
We're
And
gonna
they didn't
have people
respond.
over
So,
here.
but like,
Yeah, no, what Dave's gonna do is he's gonna wait until it is successful.
Yes,
and he's
and
gonna
then
do-
that's
take-
fine. That's fine.
Well, no, man, he's gonna say, give me all that money.
Yeah.
All of it?
Yes. Yes. There were certain slogans that he didn't believe in and didn't even want to make T-shirts until we had to convince him. And then guess what he did? He cashed
Well, that's
all the
fine.
checks.
Then I'm making money for the company. That's fine either way. But as long as it catches on, I
Do you
can't
think
lose.
it will? Like, there's a big difference between like what Buddha Ben is doing and what you're doing. Like his is actual like artwork.
No, I know, but I
Yours
think
is,
if I
like,
get creative, like
you're just,
different
like, basically
locations, like
buying-
first one ever with glasses at the Empire State Building or something. Like if people buy
Well,
into it as a
here is
joke.
the thing. That's like people bought into Doge as a joke,
Right.
Until it wasn't. So like everyone could be like, yeah. It's
Nobody
like,
is the
no,
NFT
those
selfie
dumb,
guy.
stupid pictures
I'm
are
laughing,
funny.
but I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know
it's
if I'm
work.
as on Buddha Ben's side where you're gonna be like a multi-millionaire over it, but I think this will be successful.
And the thing is,
I-
when they resell, I get 10%.
Right,
So
that's-
if
it
Buddha
keeps going
Ben
forever.
That's why it
sells
makes sense
and
for
it-
artists. Because
Right, if you-
artists they get fucked when
Yeah.
their painting gets resold 10x times.
But you
know,
still
50
own
years
that
later. But
piece.
if you're making it 10%,
Yeah.
it
Like
makes
if
sense.
You
Buddha
know
Ben
what you
sells
need to
one
do?
for
Oh, here's
$1,000.
what we're gonna do. I have an idea. Well, let's kill Tommy. Because once Tommy's
Right,
dead,
and then there's only
and then there's a
5.
finite amount,
Yeah.
and then also it's like
And then
every
I'll put
artist is always
the dead
posthumously.
selfie on my OpenSea.
Yeah.
Fine, that's what we gotta be
do-
thinking like that. That's how we
Yes,
think.
yes. We'll do some Van Gogh. We'll chop your ears off.
Yeah.
We'll torture you. Look, Tommy with one arm, Tommy with no arms, Tommy with no legs.
I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I'd rather not you kill me,
I
but
think
I'll
if
lose
you
a couple
keep,
I'll
limbs.
figure that.
I think if you keep at it, even if it's just a bit the whole time, someone will end
it
up
will
spending
never
a
not
ton of
be a
money
bit.
on it because why not?
That's
Like
what
there's
I
people out there
said.
with too much fucking money who
Wanna
someone
buy Tommy
will
Smoke
someone
selfies?
But it's not that it's Tommy Smokes. I said this with the
You
1
know a
Minute
lot
Man
of
for
people like
Dogecoin.
your
The
audience,
internet loves doing dumb, silly things. Or like, isn't this funny? It's like when what was it, Cards Against Humanity sold nothing.
Yeah.
Remember that? They
Yeah.
did an
Lots of
expansion
nothing.
pack with 0 cards.
Yeah.
And there's anybody want more beers?
I take
I'll take one.
Yep.
We got a guy over here.
Dana's
It's
putting us
almost
up.
better
Got you,
to be
boys.
stupid than it is
Oh, yeah.
to be like, here's a piece of art that I
Exactly.
think is good. It's like, no, how about a stupid picture
I
of
don't
a
know if
guy
you guys
from
remember, there was an Instagram account, Mr. Pimp Good Game, back in the
Yes,
day.
I do. The selfie
Mr.
guy.
Pimp
Yes,
Good,
he
he was
Smile
the
every
man.
day.
He posted one selfie every day, and he got like hundreds of
Yeah,
thousands
but
of followers.
where is he now?
It doesn't matter. He didn't
No,
cash
yeah.
out on
He
it.
got-
There's nowhere
he got-
for him to
What did
cash
he
out.
cash out
He
on?
got political,
Instagram
that
likes?
guy.
What's his name? Mr.
Mr.
Pimp?
Pimp
Mr.
Good Game.
Pimp
He got
Good
very
Game.
political and lost a
Yeah.
lot of his followers.
Well, who's the
Really?
guy that
I'm
made
not. Tommy's selfies will never get political. That's a promise.
Wasn't there an NFT, the big one that like put it on the map that sold for 75 million, where it's just a guy took a picture every day and then
No,
he made a
no, that
collage?
guy he made like digital art.
Okay.
So that's like that guy, he made like cool pictures for 5,000 straight days, and then he put together like a mosaic. So I would argue that's like art and talent and effort. Whereas
Certainly more
Tommy's
than
just,
me.
I saw one that just sold though, like in the $70,000 range. It was just like a single pixel of a color. It was just like beautiful
That's what
color. And
drives
someone's
me
like, I
crazy.
love that color.
There's also like a massive thing with like.
No
it's just
offense,
gonna be
Bailey, but
used for
I
money
think that's something
laundering.
you would buy.
That is something. If I had $75,000 to be hanging on my wall or my screensaver, I don't understand how it works.
That I mean, all of this is so primed for money laundering.
That's
Like,
it's
it
art in
used to be,
general.
like,
Yeah,
our
yeah,
team in general used to be
yeah.
like you buy,
Yeah,
like
but this
Steve
is
Cohen
like
has
with
Steve Cohen
cryptocurrency.
has $1 billion worth of art. Okay? We know what's going on there. But so, I mean, if you can launder money without even having a tangible, I mean, it's just so much easier, right?
Do you think it's like a fad
God,
though,
I wanna
or
be
you
a
think it's
schemer, scammer,
how long
money
do you think it's
launderer.
gonna? You think NFTs are
I
here
think
to
NFTs
stay?
are gonna.
I think it's gonna be like
it's
I think it's fad, kind of dies down,
And then it
then
just
I
becomes
have
regular,
like
right?
no, I think like I'm a big like I think in like the next like 40 years we're all just gonna be living in a virtual world.
Yeah,
And
me
it's
too.
like NFTs will basically just be like the most tangible shit you can get in a virtual world. And so I
sort of
think-
like almost reverse?
yeah, so I think it's like kind
that's
of
cool.
a fad right now. It'll die down,
So,
and then
like,
like
all right.
as we grow into that
You
virtual
got like a
world.
canvas piece of
Then you're
art.
buying like
Oh.
virtual homes and you're decorating your
Yeah,
virtual
right.
house with
Yeah,
your
like
virtual
Second
NFTs.
Earth, Earth 2, you see that?
Yeah,
that shit?
yeah, stuff like that.
All right,
I-
I'm gonna get some NFTs.
Buy myself
Quick
tomorrow.
sold. Okay, fine. Tell me when you drop it.
But
No,
that-
but,
so
but
that
no,
thing
but
is,
what you're
it's-
saying is that we got to stock up on tangible art for when things get too
No.
virtual.
Sort of. I'm just saying like
If NFTs are the most tangible things you can get your hands
You know what
on.
I think is a poisonous
in the
thing
virtual
too?
world.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
Is that we're so online that like I already think I'm like I already think I missed about NFTs.
that's what we were saying about Dogecoin. Is like we feel like it's too late, but
It's because we are
very-
extremely online.
That was
Yeah,
our problem with
We're
Doge.
all in the like the
Yeah,
fucking
Doge-
matrix.
We
Yeah,
were too
Doge-
early on Doge. We were
Right.
too online for Doge, where
Right.
it was like if we hit a penny, we're fucking rich boys. And
that
now it's
happens a
39
lot.
cents.
You can be too early to shit for sure. You can be like too. That happened with me and Tiger Woods, man. We saw that tweet too quickly. We saw that goddamn tweet too quickly and said it was a hoax.
That we saw it too quickly and
we
were
knew
too
too much.
knowledgeable about the past of the internet.
I'm just too smart and too fast.
That's what it
you
was.
know?
It was fucking dangerous.
It's like I swing the bat too hard, man. I hit the ball too far. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
yeah, I'm the guy in fucking softball who hits too many home runs.
Yes,
Like, all
it's
right,
an
I
out.
ground out for the rest of the
Yes,
day.
yes. It's just hard being this great. You know what I mean?
And we were saying earlier, like, there's always that second boom. Like Bitcoin, remember 2017, everyone's buying it at the office, it dies down, it's back. Dogecoin last summer dies down, it's back. That's why I think NBA Top Shot will have another boom. Like, no matter, even if Dogecoin go, like, I don't want to miss out on that second boom again. I always miss
Right.
out on the
I
second boom.
always miss that.
That's
Right.
why with Hoj, we're gonna hit the first boom,
GameStop
second boom,
even.
third boom. We're gonna hit all the booms.
Right.
Yeah.
GameStop, like, it was huge, it went down, and I remember thinking, why did I not buy it when it went down? Because
Yeah.
it went right back up again fucking 2 weeks later.
I'm sick of being on the sidelines, man. I said this a couple podcasts ago. Like, I feel like my job here for so long, and whether I'm talking about NFT, all this shit, just in general, I feel like kind of like cover the world, I write about it, I blog about it, podcast about it, I talk about what people are doing. And I'm like, why don't I do it? I don't like get in on some of these
I
fucking
think because
investments and
it's
shit.
Because
like fruit of the
there's-
poisonous tree where we're like, oh, we know about it, it's too late.
It's too late.
We
It's
think
not.
that we think everyone here talks about it, and we don't realize that 99.9% of the
Nobody
street
else.
people on the outside
Yes.
don't know about it.
Yes.
So
But
it's
there's
like-
also like you're like I don't want to be on the sidelines, but I'm like the guy who like every time I go into the game I blow my ACL. Like it's like I'm like getting in the game, but it's like just like destructive for me.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before. Roll my ACL.
As a
No,
blow,
he said blow.
he said blow.
Oh, that's a roll.
Yeah, that is tough. Yeah, I mean you're down bad right now, man. It's bad luck. But
Yeah, we'll be all
so
right.
are
You'll
you? I
bounce
mean,
back.
so I said to
I'm-
Quiggs, I know that we can no longer make that 100x your money, but Dogecoin still is only 35, 40 cents. I think this joke will run until $1. So you could still technically double your money, double and a half, which is not going to be like monster cash. But if the joke's going to run a little while longer, you can make some cash. So I said to Quiggs, like, maybe we can still get in. Because again, when you're buying something that's only 30 cents, you can buy a decent amount of it. And Quiggs was like, I certainly will not be. And I think that was coming from a place of like, he thinks it's wildly overvalued. But I also felt like there was something in your voice like, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not going back to this
yeah,
again.
and it's just like it is overvalued and it shouldn't
Yeah,
be there. And
yeah.
it's like it's gotten so far past the point where it's like the rules that it should maybe follow based off like market cap and stuff like that, like are out the window.
But that's
so
the
you're
thing. It's
yeah,
out the
you were
window.
like, do you think it can go up? And I was like, no, but like I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you're-
my goal was 1 cent, like, and that was like it shouldn't have ever gotten there.
What's it like
Dogecoin.
being you? We're like a smart person here, where like people, and you're like, I don't know, and everyone's like,
Quiggs, you
Quiggs,
worked at
tell me
NASA,
what
so you
to
must
do.
know
I have
everything.
I have a
that's
question.
ever
I have an
happened.
extra question.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were a millionaire? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I know
feel
you
like you'd
pretty
still
well.
be
I have no
working.
idea what you're
You
doing.
might have-
I'd
6
still
million.
work here, I think.
He would.
I mean, $1 million isn't like.
You're not. If
No,
you're
like
if you're not $6
a
million.
multi-millionaire.
I had $6 million. I don't think I'd really change.
That's what I'm saying.
If
I
I
think
get
Quigley's
a
chill.
better place.
Like,
Yeah, I just have
got
a
the-
nicer apartment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I hopefully, like, God willing, I get the pen money in a couple years, and I was like, what am I gonna do differently?
I think I just like wouldn't have. I think like I like. Yeah, I got a good life, so I just like do the
feel like
same
you
thing. It's
gamble
just
a
like
little bit
never
more.
have to check the bank
Again.
account.
Right. Never. To me, it's just the work.
Be gone.
I don't
Few
have
more
to
shopping
stress
days.
I think I would do exactly like there'd be nothing different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a little
I mean, I get my kids all set up and everything, but like even down to silly things like I don't buy clothes anymore because like we just make our clothes or we have sponsors. I don't need to buy that. I probably have a little bit nicer of an apartment. I have a walk-up right now that drives me crazy. That's it. I'm at a place that doesn't have stairs.
Like Jerry Seinfeld's like a famous quote: "The best part of being rich is just not having to worry about money."
That's
like
really
that would
all
just
it
be the
is.
number one thing.
But,
It's like you never
it's
have to
you're
worry
buying-
about when's the
just
next
not
paycheck.
checking
You're buying
balance.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stress-free. You're buying peace of mind.
If I could quote the great philosopher Kanye West, having money's not everything, not having it is.
So maybe it's good.
Yeah, but I mean, all this with NFT, Doge, it's like you're trying to apply logic to something.
Just
Dogecoin is like arguing with your girlfriend, where it's like I'm logical and I'm right, but it doesn't matter because you're arguing with an illogical beast,
The
and that's
thing with
really what it comes down
Dogecoin is
to.
like, how many more people are gonna buy Dogecoin that haven't bought it already? Like my mom's never buying Dogecoin.
No.
My dad's never. You know,
No,
like
no,
I feel like a
It's
lot of
kids. Most of it's like my brother's in high school right now. It's all his friend. It's just
You gotta
it's
get
high
dumb
school
kids who are like, Mom,
Yeah.
where's your credit card for the
And they're
night?
making fuck ton of money. And I'm like, dude, these kids are like 17, 18-year-olds that have like now
God.
$40,000.
Is everyone gonna be rich one day?
I don't need to hear about Donnie's brother's friends who have more money than I do.
It pisses
I will
me off.
legitimately kill myself. Legitimately off myself.
Do you get punched in the face?
I was
Yeah.
wrestling, yeah.
Dude,
That's a yes.
your videos.
Yeah, I was wrestling.
It's a shocking thing to say at this company. I think Donnie wants to die the most.
Yeah, he's
Out of
crazy.
everyone here.
You
And
see
there's
like
a
the
lot of
knife,
people
the
who
knife
have-
throw videos?
The knife
Yeah.
throw, that's the only thing you think of it when you were
Yep.
the pool in
Knife
LA, I
toss,
think.
yeah.
Knife toss.
It's not knife throw.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not toss.
Dude, I used to
That's
want.
next
I used to
It's
want to
insane.
like. I used to want to do Barstool Jackass, and then I met him. I was like, I can like. He's
Jackass.
8,000
Yeah.
times more Jackass than
Yes,
I am.
yeah.
Like I would never.
I remember like when I was doing the Islanders bandwagon stuff, and then Frankie came along, and I was like, here you go. Like you are the real Islander fan. You do it now. That's you with Jackass shit. Like,
And you
no
know what's
one's touching
annoying?
that.
And don't take this the wrong way, is you'll never die from it. Like one of us will get hit by a fucking bus or something, like never taking a risk, and you'll just be
You're-
having knives thrown at
Tommy's
you.
gonna get hit by a bus taking a goddamn NFT.
Donnie's gonna be jumping out of a plane having
I'll
knives
announce it
thrown
now.
at
We
you.
have
It'll
a
be fine.
new series coming out called Die Trying. So that I'm starting.
That's
Oh, I
that's a
like
great
that.
name.
All right.
It's coming out in a month from now. Will be the first.
So
episode.
it's like
What are the
skydiving and
episodes?
crazy shit like that.
We have a list. It's on a rolling basis right now. The first episode, I'll be in a school bus race, like a demolition derby school bus race.
Oh.
Episode-
Wait,
Have you
a
ever
race
been
or
to Demolition Derby?
Derby?
They're not
It starts
fun.
as a race. So the first one is a race with all 10 buses, and then they do another one after that to see who
'Cause
can last the longest.
That makes me think of, I don't know, maybe you guys didn't even play it, Cruising USA in the original Nintendo 64. You could race in a school bus. Oh, it was awesome.
I
None
don't
of
know
you
if
guys
I
played
remember
it?
that.
No.
No.
Oh,
Well, that
the,
was,
guys.
he came up to me because like I'm kind of I do some of like the NASCAR shit. I'm like
Yeah.
in that, and he's like, "Do you know like any place I could like race buses?" And I was like, probably. Well, I was like, probably not.
This
I'm
is
like,
what I mean by was it annoying being a sports fan?
But no, I was like.
I Photoshop things, man. I don't know.
I was like, I think you
Where I
might need
could
like
race
a CDL, like a commercial driver's license. I think there's like some steps you have to go through to get that. And he's like, oh, you're probably right. I'll just check
I'll go
it
jump
out.
on
And
the
then came up to me on Monday, like the next week. He's like, I'm racing in a bus race. I was like, okay, I guess I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Do you know how to drive those and shit?
No, I've never been.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Figure it out.
First of
that's
all,
gonna be fun.
if you ever need guests on that show, I would love to be a
All right.
guest. Second of all,
Feitelberg is
you just wanna
sneaky
die?
trying to commit suicide. That's it.
second of all, me and Big Cat years ago did a demolition derby at the Brockton State Fair, and it's one of my favorite clips on Barstool. Is that before we did the demolition derby, which sucked, like really was not fun. I had a headache for days after that.
Hey, you got a concussion.
Yeah, big time. Like my head like slams off the thing.
Yeah.
You gotta break a stick to be like, I'm out, and you feel like a real pussy when you do that.
week-long
But-
headaches.
yeah.
Also known as a concussion.
Concussion.
But beforehand, we did a blind race, me versus Stan.
That's
Where-
with Hank, right?
Blindfolded?
Yeah,
Yes.
we were blindfolded driving around a track, and we each had someone in the car with us who was, I think my dad was with me, or no, the mayor of Brockton was with me.
Yes.
And then Hank was with Big Cat, and Dan beforehand said to Hank, he's like, make sure you're loud with how you like telling me when to turn and shit like that. And then there's a camera in the car, and Hank's just like you do with your friend when you can both fucking see, and you kind of just go like here. And Dan starts yelling like, Hank, are you pointing? I'm blindfolded. Tell me when to turn. I think Dan crashed into like a pile of tires or something.
Hank was just like, yeah, over there. That's it. Right, left, fast, forward. You know, that was like early days. You know, Hank was probably like 18 at the time too.
Yeah,
So
18,
it was
19
like,
for sure.
yeah, I mean, he was probably totally overwhelmed. But
Donnie, so are you in like the point where you're just like chasing the previous high that you hit and you're trying to like
does,
hit, like,
I mean, adrenaline
yeah.
is very addicting. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say that, but I don't know if I'm chasing a high, but every time you do something, it's hard to. Yeah, it's very, very.
Because like when I woke up in like my Instagram, you had talked to you about this the other day, like checked your Instagram story in the morning and you were just like 7 a.m. like dangling off the side of a building.
yeah, what's that called?
Hounding?
Hounding.
Oh yeah, just hounding.
You're just like
yeah.
hanging out on
We've
top.
had it
We had
before.
it
Yeah.
before.
Like that's
Chinese
awesome,
building,
but like
right?
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
myself
that's when it
see no
started.
reason I would ever do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hang off buildings. If we're gonna jump out of planes, I'm in.
Yeah,
Race school
we'll
buses,
do-
I'm in.
all right.
Throw knives, I'm in. But
I
the
can't
hounding,
think-
I'm probably out.
I think you might be my polar opposite. Like, Mr. Glass and Unbreakable. Like, you need things to balance out in the universe. It's like every time he, jumps off a building, I like lay down on a couch. And
No,
we
it's
just keep
extremely annoying. Like I've been like out with him before, where it's like we're like at a bar, like we went out back, and it's like we know the guy who owns the bar, and it's like instantly he's like getting on top of like the hood of a car to like climb up on top of the entire bar, and it's like just relax.
Just talk to the girls and drink
like,
a beer.
Does
that get you any
was
pussy?
fucked
Does that get you any pussy?
No,
Like
it's
hopping
cool.
on buildings?
I don't think in the moment it does,
Probably
but I
not
bet
in
you
the
if a
moment.
girl like saw. I asked some girls here earlier the week because Riley Reid, the porn star, is marrying this dude who does parkour.
Oh, I saw that,
And
yeah.
he's like flipping, jumping, bouncing all over the place. And I was like, "Is this hot?" And every girl was like, "Oh yeah."
Like that shit's crazy. Like I won't do like the building jump.
Outdoor gymnastics, very hot.
What you're gonna pick that up?
I'm gonna start hopping on fucking buildings.
That stuff is too much. Like I have my limit. Like I think I'm smart relative to like risks that I'll take.
Oh, you're not.
Donnie,
sadly
you play
mistaken.
knife toss.
But that's like
And
a game.
didn't you go skydiving like when you were not supposed to be doing solo jumps? And
Oh
you, like,
yeah, I
already were?
never did a tandem. My first one was
That's not how it's supposed to
alone.
go.
Your first one was alone?
Yeah, I just
I mean,
told him
that's
I
crazy.
did. I said I already did a tandem, and no one checks. So
Have you guys ever been
you go.
skydiving?
I've
He
been-
told me.
I've been twice.
He told me one of the most shocking facts of all time. He's like at the point where it cost him like $20 to do a
it's very
jump.
cheap now. Yeah. Once
Think
you're,
when you do more, you get cheap.
once like you're licensed, then so it's expensive to get there. If you do a tandem, it's like a couple $100, I think.
Yeah, I think it's
But
like
then
300.
Once you have your license and your own equipment, you just pay for the ticket. It's $20 jump ticket.
Wow.
Just the fuel for the plane.
That, like,
Sick.
So it's like super cheap. So that, yeah, it goes.
I just assumed it was like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, me
This
too.
guy-
I mean,
it's-
and
The
they-
first one
expensive
I did,
to get
the first
to
one I
that
did, I
point.
think it was 200, and then it was like 100 for the extra, like the video. And the first time I ever did it was, maybe this was the second time I did it. But I bought, the first time I did it, I didn't buy the video. Second time I did was because I had
buy
to.
the video, like a film, like huge jumping.
Yeah, because I was yelling, it was mine to yell Saturday
That is
Night
the
Boys.
voice. Yes.
Didn't
So
get
smart.
reimbursed for that.
But don't worry, that worked and made millions, and you got rich off. Oh wait, no, not that.
That
Either.
was on me.
Yeah.
But it was like an extra, like the video is where they get you. Where it was like, it was $200, which is, maybe it was like 180 or something like that, which is fairly expensive, but not crazy. And
Well,
an extra like 120
His
for the
last
film.
video that he made himself, he's jumping through the fucking clouds, which is apparently like illegal. You're
You
supposed to
can't,
get like
but
arrested.
I did research. The pilot gets in trouble, not the diver.
Oh, good. Just fuck that guy's life over.
See,
Right
that-
under the
my,
bus.
my first time I ever did it actually sucked because it was actually, like, looking back on it, incredibly dangerous.
Was this in America?
Yeah. It was
Florida?
in Newport. No, Newport. And both times I've done it was in Newport. And the first time I ever did it, they were like, I showed up pretty drunk, and
That's probably should be no.
Well, yeah.
and they're like, all right, you want to do this? We gotta go. We gotta hurry. He's like, there's a big storm coming, and I looked out the window and like. It was like fucking like
see
the
it?
apocalypse coming. And like I literally ran to the plane. And then we get in the plane and then we jump out and it was all clouds. like jump through the clouds kind of deal.
But that's
cool,
like you're not
though,
supposed
See,
to.
it actually kind of. I found the second one way more because the second one was a fucking crystal clear day.
You want to see the view?
I
Yeah,
would
I could
prefer
see
to
the
see
falls.
where
It's
I'm
nice when
going.
there's a mix.
Yeah.
You see clouds, but what I've learned from being in the sport now, like almost 2 years, is there's not much regulation, and it's pretty much like if you want to do it, like it's on you. It's kind of like no one really cares.
Yeah,
It's-
Like it's pickup basketball. Like no, there should be
I mean,
so
worst
many
case scenario,
regulations.
you die, right?
Yeah, but it's all on you. Like it's very much like the
Sign
guy
everything away,
the
and
guy
that's
that taught
it.
me how to skydive. I found out after the fact that he had never taught anyone before in his life. So he was,
I think the skydiving industry is wild.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's-
maybe
They
you
don't
told me
really
or something.
teach you
We
to
need
skydive,
a
they teach you to
little
pull
regulation.
parachute, really, right? I mean, there's certain things, but it's
yeah,
like,
but
here's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you, here's
It's
what
more
you-
technical than you think, but it's still like hearing me like, yeah, I've never had a student before. I learned at a very small place in Indiana, like middle of nowhere, because I was visiting a buddy at school. He's like, let's just go get our license.
Do you do any of those like indoor, like air
Tunnel
tunnel things, so
time?
you
No,
can
you
like?
like I should because
learn how
that's how you get
control your
actually like,
body?
really good at the sport. But those tunnel time's expensive.
How
That's
long on
you get
average is
better.
it from like the second you jump out of the plane to get on
Like
the ground?
60 seconds, 58 seconds.
Oh, it is?
Depends on how deep
Even
you
To
take
counting
the
like
ground, or do you pull your
parachute?
parachute?
till you pull.
No, I'm
Right.
talking about till the ground.
It's
Gotta be a couple
like
minutes after that.
2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like now the goal is to get you downsize to smaller and smaller canopy, so then you fly faster down. Like you start as a student, it's big, and then I just bought my own, and I bought one that's like a little too. I probably downsized a little too fast. That's why there's videos when I was jumping 2 weeks ago, just hitting the mud or like slamming. I slammed my tailbone pretty bad, but I got the hang of it now. But if you downsize too fast, it gets.
Well, are you doing this on like
Okay,
a Tuesday
here's-
night, like heading home
Well, I
from
bought
work?
it you buy the parachute used. It's like standard how you do it. I bought it on Facebook, and then I didn't check it, and then just
That's an interesting thing,
You
though. It's
didn't
like,
check it, huh?
no because
That
you
was, your
try.
shit, that was your thing that went viral on
That
TikTok.
went
You're
viral
like,
on
bought a
TikTok.
parachute, didn't test it. Let's jump tomorrow. I
But
was like, oh, sure.
like
it's funny that you want it used though, because it's like it worked. You know, it worked.
Right.
They're just so expensive, like new. It's like that, and you downsize. The goal is to downsize
Yeah,
fast.
it's
So
like-
probably in a year I'll need a
See,
new one. again.
we'll do ATI in a second, but I guess I'll start it off with this. Is like, would you rather pack your own parachute or have someone else pack
Someone
it? Because
else.
like I can't even pack with my suitcase.
I've been
Every
told-
time I go somewhere, I'm like, I forgot that, I forgot that, I forgot this, I forgot that. I don't think I could pack my own parachute and be comfortable with it.
I've been told by, I don't know if it was Donnie or someone else, like, 'cause my uncle's
Pierce?
done like thousands and thousands of jumps. He rode a fucking lawnmower out of a plane once.
Yeah, like like I said, there's no rules once
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like.
none whatsoever. I was like, did you know exactly where you were? Like, because
Kevin, what's the
lawnmower's gonna fall
What's
fast.
the deal with bathroom breaks? Am I allowed to take a piss?
Yeah, go ahead. But
Do I take my mic off? I don't know.
Nah, go. You bring a piss. I think it was either Donnie or
Make
someone
sure you talk about about a lot of people while you're in there. Yeah.
who told me that like when you go skydiving at like a place where you go like I've been, like you should understand that someone who's at least 4 to 6 beers deep is who packs
Is
your
treating-
your pack your
Yeah,
your thing.
packers.
I kind of
are-
like being
we
known
call
as
it.
like the people who work at fairs.
It's not.
But
it's-
yeah,
Like
same
Carlin.
thing.
They are no,
Yeah.
because
But
we're
it's just
doing
like
it.
air
Small
pockets.
hands.
Like
small
usually the
cabins.
guys that pack are people that they're skydivers themselves and they just pack all day so they can afford like 2-3 jumps at the end of the day. So it's like they're going as fast as they can, packing everyone's
It's like those
parachute.
the
and it's
Domino's
$7
pizza box makers.
it's $7 cash to get your parachute packed if you don't want to do it yourself. So you're paying someone only $7.
It should be
Think I-
so
but
much
I-
more money.
The cost of
Yeah.
skydiving just like
$7.
shocks me
Like
that
I
it's
would,
so
I would be
cheap.
like, use $10,000
beer
to
at a
pack
bar.
that shit
No,
right.
so that's usually it's usually a trash pack. Is what they call
Happy
it.
hour.
It's gonna open. It's always gonna open, but it's either gonna like whip
Twist
you
around,
really hard or
or-
start twisting.
Yeah.
But I had to pack it to get my license. You have to pack your own, and I haven't done it since then just because it takes forever.
Is
When
this
I
one of
packed
those
my
things
own, I
that's
was like,
actually way safer than like we think on the ground, or like is it?
How
No,
many
there's
a year
a risk,
die from
like-
skydiving?
like 1 or 2. But
That's it?
There's only 40,000 licensed skydivers in the U.S.
I heard
so
a question
don't
the other
know.
day. They were talking about.
pretty sick.
It was on some podcast. They were talking about if like teleportation was real, or like not teleportation, but like super fast travel, and but it was kind of like teleporting, where it's like your let's say your molecules all change and then get put over here, and the idea the question was like how many people would need to get like fucked up or die in the process for them to be like, all right, we can't use this technology, you know? And I was thinking, well, like, but I was like, I don't know, a fucking plane crashes and a couple hundred people die, and it's just like, well, we still got to fly planes, you know? Like, how much? If it was really like
Things
a
are
lot
convenient
of value.
enough, it doesn't really matter.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like if there's enough value from what it is, you know. It's like there's car crashes all the time. You still drive cars, drive planes. If there was enough people who could like, whoop, whoop, but every now and then you push a button and you might die. You know, it's like every time you get on a plane, you might crash.
It's like so many people die in car accidents.
Yeah.
You think about that every time you get in the car.
Right. So,
That's like
but it just feels
Might
weird. It's just
start
like this. You know, if I
Kind of
told you right
spiraling,
now, you could take a plane somewhere, or we could push this button and you'll just zap there. But you might come back like half, mangled because your body didn't.
I'd rather die than be half.
That's what they
I was
say.
gonna say, if
Yeah.
I just disappeared and never came back,
That'd be
I'd be more likely to push the button than if I
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
back with
leftovers, like,
a leg on my
going,
arm or
yeah.
something
Right,
like that.
right.
Never mind.
I would not
But that to answer your question, like,
No,
is
I-
it that dangerous?
Dying,
I don't
lose
know.
like half a foot.
My
What
mom
they
was
say is
telling
like
me
it's
this
more
story in
dangerous
high
driving
school.
to the
He used to say,
airport than it is
or you
to jump out.
skydiving. But then I
Yeah.
talked
She's
to
like, if I
like
break my leg, I
skydivers
always
who are
tell
like,
her if I
I
break
don't know,
my
I've
leg,
never
tell
met
me.
anyone
When
that's
I was a
died
kid.
driving to the airport, but I know plenty of people that died
Skydiving?
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Right.
I think if you're in the sport long enough, everyone at least or hear about someone that's like passed on from it. But
Right.
I think it's relatively safe. Like
The word relatively doesn't inspire a whole lot of
No,
confidence, but
Yeah. I don't think I'm doing that anytime soon.
oh, I'll never do it.
Skydiving. Yeah.
I could
no,
say
that's
that
what I
with-
want to do. I want to go do an episode like people from the office that don't want to skydive at all and like force them to.
Well, now that I know a drunk Carney's packing my shoe for $7.
I'm so down to do it then. Find somebody else that doesn't want to do it, because I would so do
You
it.
get a good selfie.
I'm in.
Instagram post.
We're doing a
how you
full
would get-
Ethereum for that one.
If I told you the girls like that,
Throw that on my story. If I get 11 DMs from it, worth it.
All right, let's play some ATI here. Bailey, you do the honors.
All right. It's harder than I expected. All right. Would you rather sit down? Oh, this is a classic. Would you rather sit down with your parents and watch every sexual encounter you've ever had, or sit by yourself to watch a sex tape of the night they conceived you? So would you rather sit with your parents and they watch every time you've had
It's
sex?
definitely got to be the
That's
second
the first
one.
Watch them have
No,
sex.
the
my dad
second
is-
one.
What?
You
I want my dad to see. Like, I want to. Like, what if he's proud of me? Like, man, a good fucking job.
What about your mom?
on the same
That's
page.
right.
And also,
I didn't think about it. I think my mom.
every sexual encounter you've ever had.
All the
So
bad
that's
ones,
like your
all
first
the weird
hand
ones.
job.
The second one
To
could have been
now.
like,
No, I'm not
I could
worried
have been
about
conceived
that.
in like
I
6
would rather
minutes.
them
I didn't think about
watch,
the mom
like,
part.
oh, there's my little boy when he had like an awkward sex. I'm worried about like the good times where I was like throwing down. I think that's what's weird.
Oh, see, my first thought was with Dana, but the exact opposite.
Your dad
My
usually.
dad would be so embarrassed.
Well, I know I was.
This-
I know I was
this
conceived on
fucking
a
kid.
cruise, so I think that was some crazy shit.
You were destined to be white trash, man.
I am white
Conceived on a
trash.
cruise.
I'm so
I
white
love
trash.
it.
Oh, I joked, and it's a half
awesome.
joke that I was conceived in the TD Garden bathroom.
See?
And
What?
I was actually
Big time half joke?
We've talked about this. I don't
Yeah?
know. Yeah, like, it was the night. I do know
John
this.
and Paul were fucking in the TD
I was
bank
conceived the night Ray Bork's Ray Bork retired. So I was conceived
in the bathroom.
the bathroom what I had. But
So like
I
maybe they
just-
went home that night.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot different than fucking
It's
in the
super
garden.
different.
Okay.
But that's the joke I had.
Okay. Let's make sure that's a joke.
Yeah, well, no, I also don't
Maybe
know.
not.
I've just never asked.
Maybe not. Well, that's like isn't that the thing? Isn't that Ron Howard's thing?
Yes.
Ron
that
Howard
is,
names the middle name of all his kids is where they were conceived, and I think one is like
Bryce.
Mayflower, and it's like
No,
because
it's
it
a
was
car.
on. Yeah,
One
it was
was
a
a
car. Oh, then it was a type of car that she was in, or I thought it was the street that they fucked in the car.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like Bryce Dallas Howard is.
She was born.
She's
She
just
was
conceived
fucked in
in
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fucked in Dallas. But then one of them is like, whatever street the car was on, and they fucked on.
That's
and
one
it's
of
like
my
I don't think
favorite,
you needed to tell me that, Dad. You could have just said that was a different, or give me a different name, or how about the city that the car was in? You know what I mean? Like
It's one of my favorite. I'm sure it's probably because I think that became more public knowledge later. But like one of my favorite 30 Rock jokes is Tracy Morgan comes back and talks about how his wife is pregnant. He says, we're going to name it where she was conceived, so it's either going to be Virginia, Vienna, or bathroom at Teterboro Airport.
what are you doing? Who are you picking?
Second one.
Watch-
I mean, you just
watch
got to
Chris.
think of a time.
You got it. You got it.
That like that second video could be 6 minutes. I would rather
and
not
also
see
it's
it,
going to
but
be grainy as a bitch.
Yeah, that's
right,
true.
like that's-
It's a home VHS.
And like it's so much easier
But also,
to process.
you
I
gotta
think that
wear
trauma.
that. You gotta take that bullet and be like, this is awkward
But
for me.
I trust my
No,
my brain to get over it more
That's what I
than
mean.
more than
That's
their
what
brains.
I'm saying.
Right.
So that's where
Process-
it's like it's gonna suck for you,
Yeah.
but you have to wear that.
Put
one
that
because-
trauma,
I'm a hero,
trauma
really,
processing
for
on
that.
me. Like I don't want to listen to anyone else.
You cannot have your mom watch you like fuck a girl in the ass. You cannot do that.
See, I'm the opposite of Tommy. I can't get over. Like, I do not trust my brain enough to get over.
So you're a selfish. You're a
Why
selfish
don't you
asshole.
stop
You're
on
gonna
this side of the table, babe? We'll teach you a thing or two.
What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I'm going
My-
second option.
Mine's like watching the parents, because like
Yeah.
it's not even like mine's like I just don't want them to see how like sad it is. They're like watching a video of me like
The titty story?
yeah, like
What's the titty story?
checking
Are
in,
you allowed
checking
to
into
tell the
like
story?
yeah. I don't even know who.
As we get
Tell the titty story.
That's the only story I think
You can't tease the titty story. That's incredible.
Is this what I'm?
I'll leave like all names
Yeah,
out
of
of
course.
it.
Change names to protect the innocent.
But so this was a point where I was like, I'm not homeless, but like
That's a fucking
it
start.
was like it was a like
Didn't you live with Tex or something?
No, so my like apartment ran out, and I basically
You were working at Barstool.
yeah. But like my lease ran up,
It's wild.
and
how
I
we're
sort of
homeless at some
planned.
point working at Barstool.
I sort of planned on like just my lease ending one day and like moving in the next day. It didn't fucking work, so I was like homeless. I was like, all right, I had like enough money, and I was like, I'll just like go hotel to hotel until I like sign a lease on a new place.
Okay.
What were you
So
doing
I-
earlier? Did you have things?
Not really. I
Stick
had
it
like
in.
I had like one suitcase worth of shit and was just like stealing stuff from like the Barstool like store in the
It was like
By the
all
way,
Saturdays
this
for the
is-
boys shirts. It was like
Yeah.
Saturdays are for the Bronx. I'm pretty sure. So
But
fucking
this
Quigs
is
from
hard
North
to
Carolina
New York
wearing that.
City.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
I
like,
was just
you know,
like
you're an
I
expensive
was just
city.
like legit at work every day doing like hotel tonight, like
Yeah.
find my next spot. And we went to the gym one night, and there one of the guys who worked here had his girlfriend's friends were there, and like I looked like shit. I don't think I like showered. I like had a suitcase with me at the bar, like, and this guy who works there kept coming over here and was like, "You like, this girl wants to like hook up with you. You gotta approach her." I was like, "No, like not tonight."
You don't know
like,
what's- yeah, not
like,
tonight.
Not tonight. Blah,
start
blah.
the same level.
Like all like just again and again, and then it just kind of like got to the point where it's like, all right, fuck it, like.
You fuck her out of spite. Like, all right, fine, I'll just fuck
And I
you.
was like, I got a hotel tonight. And we get there, like, I got my suitcase.
I imagine these
we're
are not
check-
great hotels.
It was in Times
Standard?
Square.
Okay,
It was like,
all right.
and we get there. I go to check in at 3 a.m. in the morning with this girl, and they're like, oh, we need to put your card down for the room. I go check my wallet, and I left my card at the bar, and I just like look at her. I'm like, you got to take this one. And so we get up there, and instantly I just like turn on SportsCenter, and like I also had like I had very little desire to like bring this girl back. I was like kind of like I was like forced to. And she's like, "Oh, you don't do this much, do you?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't."
Oh my God! What a line!
And then like,
Do this much, do you?
and then just long story short, I fell asleep sucking her titties.
I would not want my parents to see that.
That's a titty story.
So like, I don't
titty
need my
story.
mom watching through that entire night.
You don't do this much. Fuck women.
You just triggered my own. I got a titty story, and it's the complete polar opposite. She fell asleep while I was sucking her tits, and I was just like, "All right,
That's demoralizing. That's
I wasn't gonna like obviously do anything further.
catch a
and I
case
definitely
if
want to
you
be
keep
like,
going.
wake up. Yeah. I was just like,
How long do you
this is
think it
awkward.
took you to notice, though?
Well, so that was the thing. So it was a weird period in my life, and I remember being like, it was definitely, I didn't do it very often, and I remember the conversation I had afterwards with my friends. I was kind of like, hypothetically speaking, like how long is too long to have sucked on someone's tits? You know, and they really did not put together that I was
You say
talking.
unconscious person or unconscious person?
Well, that's the thing. So they were like, they were all talking. They really were talking just like I wasn't. Like, it wasn't happening to me, and they were like, yeah, I would just kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't. There would be no time at all. I would just kind of hit them on the way down or whatever. One guy was like, a couple seconds, and I was like, what about if you do it so long they pass out? Because clearly I went too long. It was a strange
Each
time.
nipple gets about a subway stop. You're there for a bit, you stand clear the closing doors, please.
Dana, welcome back. Pick a card.
On like the 6th train though, because that's quick. The local.
I'm thinking the 1.
Would you rather be good looking?
14, 18, 23.
Would you rather be good looking and
Henry?
always have nice clothes but smell like shit, or look like a homeless person but smell nice?
Second one, for sure.
So
That's kind of in there, to be honest. That's like Bailey.
Thanks, man.
Well, like how homeless
wait.
are we talking?
Oh, I'll take it.
How homeless are we talking?
I smell good.
Like,
Yeah, you smell nice.
Thanks, guys.
I just smell not homeless.
All right, I'll take
You
it.
can't
I
smell
told a story-
bad.
Smell
can't smell bad.
bad.
You can't
kill
smell bad.
anything.
That's
The
a
only
big
reason I
reason
asked-
that you can't fucking
You
smell
The
could
only
bad.
look
reason I
like an
ask is-
Adonis. You could.
I saw a good-looking homeless girl the other day in Mississippi. I swear to God. I swear to Christ.
None of those
What
words.
does
I
that even
swear
What's the
to
first
Christ.
time any of those words have ever been
I swear
Good looking
to Christ.
Mississippi.
She was like kind of hot, but she might have just lost her home or something, like burned down. I don't know.
What kind of
was
dick
like,
are
what
you
was
wearing?
Home in
Like,
Mississippi, I don't think happened.
Now,
hey girl, you looking for a home?
That's the only reason I asked. I was like,
She was like
Full
on
on
the corner, homeless.
I don't know what her deal
Yeah, how
was.
do you know for sure?
That's what I mean. Was
She
she
was
just like?
holding
Was
the
she?
sign, being like,
Oh, okay.
okay.
that's a pretty good
I
indication.
remember. I
Right
don't
there.
forget who I was with, but we were in the car. I was like, I'd fuck her.
What did the sign say? Like, hey, I'm
Deion Sanders. Deion's like, all right, dude.
I wouldn't do that in front of Dion.
Dude, that is
I'd say, Dion,
He's like, Dio, this chick, right?
let's go to
I
church.
fuck her. Bro, are you still rolling? Like, just record me.
Dude, I feel like
probably
that's a
right. It's probably
sign that there's something really wrong with her. Because if you're even semi-attractive, there's a lot of ways to make money before you hit the street with a fucking sign. You know what I mean? Like she's got to be
You could tell
crazy.
if she
because-
prettied herself up, a little makeup,
Like
bang.
a pretty woman situation.
Dude, you should go. You should.
Got herself a Mac kit. Her Dana's in town.
That's the dude that bangs homeless girls.
Flip the sign over, wrote on the clean side. Dana's coming.
Yo, I feel like if you go back down there, you go find that girl, you dress her up and do exactly what you said and make her pretty, you'll go viral as fuck.
If you're listening
The,
out
the,
there.
the homeless girl.
She's
the
not.
homeless girl in
She's
Mississippi
not.
was actually pretty.
You never know.
She's homeless. She doesn't have a fucking.
She's on her iPod Touch.
Yeah.
My answer was, I would probably do the first. I'd rather be good looking, but smell like
Yeah.
Nah, you
By
can't.
far,
It's a
no,
non-starter.
because
Well, I mean,
Smell
if
like
you
that.
wait, if you're gonna say some loophole like you can use
No, but
cologne
like
or
how
something like
hot?
that, you have to smell bad.
Because if you're like stupid hot, you could be smelly on the
Let's
internet.
say you're
no one
like,
would know.
when I don't know if he's got the same clout now, but like when Tyler C from The Bachelor first hit and every
Yeah.
girl was like, holy fucking shit, you're like that hot. But then when girls get close to you, you stink. I
Right,
bet
so
you
like
still
Tyler
fucking
C,
hang out
say he's
with
going
girls.
on date with
don't
a
think
different
so.
girl every night. Are they
That's what I
leaving
mean.
I think he
once,
could swing it.
once he smells?
You smell bad.
I think you can keep one
If we're
girl, like
talking,
if you
like,
one night stands forever.
Bad smells. I don't think.
Like bad BO? Or like you actually smell like
Doesn't
human
matter.
shit?
No,
You
like
still
bad
smell
BO,
bad.
but-
Yeah.
At least if you
I
look
couldn't
like
do bad.
homeless,
I
you
couldn't
could
do that
pull it
myself.
off with
I couldn't
with
exist that way
confidence or
myself.
whatever.
No, that's
No,
what
you're
you
so
gotta
self-conscious.
because
You know, you start. Yeah.
You like
Over
there's
there,
like the
good.
homeless.
Yeah, how homeless do you look?
Yeah, like
is
there's
also
like the homeless chic look now
Smash
that's
the
like you know, you have holes in your shirts and shit. I think it's gotta be like your toes are busting out of your shoes.
Yeah, but at
dirty
that,
fingernails,
at that
you see-
point, like visually,
tough,
like you look at them,
smell.
you
Dirty
assume they
Yes.
smell. So like you don't even get
That's a
into
good
You
like
guys
point.
stop your
it's
side
like-
conversations. I'm gonna smash you. I'm gonna smash your skulls.
I think you could
It's so
definitely.
bad for the viewers.
I think you could definitely find at least one girl in the world that would be like, I'm willing to put up with your smell because you're that hot.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Way
And I think
more
if you,
than
I think if you look homeless, people are be like, oh, you smell.
Yeah, you
And they'd be like,
visually smell.
One of
you
the
smell
big
like lavender,
problems.
but you look disgusting.
One of the big problems with being homeless, looking homeless, is being homeless. Like you're not going to actually be homeless. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, I look homeless, but like I have a pretty nice apartment.
Honestly, that's
like,
almost
Yeah,
worse.
what
You're
about,
hanging
like,
out in your
Thomas
beautiful
Jane?
apartment.
How do you
and
explain
look,
that?
Yeah, why do you look like this, dude? You have a fucking great
I
smell.
I made a bad bet with a genie.
Yeah. Answer the internet. It's a whole thing.
Hey, like
That's
Thomas
a-
Jane in Arrested?
Oh,
Thomas Jane in
Oh, yeah,
Arrested?
yeah.
When, what's her name? What's Portia's name?
Portia de la Ross.
Well,
no,
her
but
name is Arrested.
Lindsay Wood.
Yeah. When she's
Also-
like, she thinks he's a homeless guy.
Yes.
And
I think
then
that was her
he's
also.
like knows for a role. Like, you can
You
play
can
this
pull-
role. I'm method acting. I'm
You can pull it off, like, but that each, and then that girl's gone. Which, you know what I mean? Like, it's you gotta. I think in each scenario you are one and done kind of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think because you set the bar on the floor if you're a homeless guy. So you might be like, he's got a great personality. It's a pretty nice apartment, actually. He dresses a little too Kanye for me.
But she's gonna want to like fix you. She's gonna want to be like, I'm gonna like gussy him up and make him, and then
You
you're gonna
can't
be like,
fix
I
smell.
physically can't.
But
We're gonna
damn
need
it,
a
if you
deal.
tell her, like, I'm not allowed to, this genie, like, you just gotta spin it like it wasn't a stupid bet you made with your friends at a bar, it was a genie.
Well, then you have a ride or die. If she buys into that, then she's in for
I
the
rubbed
loss.
this fucking lamp one day and I said the wrong thing. I have to dress like this all the time now. And I've seen a homeless person. I told the story at KFC Radio probably within the last year. Where, like, I was walking to work and I saw a guy going up to a. So back here I lived in my old apartment in Murray Hill, and I saw a guy going to like a food truck or whatever, and I was probably about a block away, and I was like, God damn, that dude is fucking dressed to kill today. And as I got closer, I realized he was asking for free lunch because he was homeless.
That's
He's like, come
world
on, man,
fashion
let's
right
get a
now.
hot dog. Get away from me.
I don't know if that's the world of fashion or that's just Feitelberg's fashion. But
I mean, like, as I got closer, it was apparent.
It was very clear.
It was a shredded shirt. Like, it was last summer. Like, he was on like a cut sleeve that was like fucking just. I thought it was like a. Yeah, nah, I mean, it's me. I fucked up. There's really no talking about this one. I fucked up.
Tommy?
All right, if you were a professional athlete about to hit the peak of your career and you won the Powerball, would you keep playing or take your winnings and retire? I think that's easy. I keep playing.
I keep playing, but I stop practicing.
Right, like I keep playing. Like,
half-assed.
what is the dream life? It's like, oh, I get to fucking play baseball every day or be a quarterback 17 times a year.
But-
Like, and I don't even have to worry about being good.
You also got to think, though, I mean, I would keep playing if I was playing
Depends on the sport.
and the city. I would go play, like, I would play for, like, the San Diego Padres. Even then, they're gonna have expectations now. If I like to play basketball, I'd play for, like, the Sacramento Kings, sure.
Right.
You play for a team that has
Yeah, but then you live in
expectations and crazy
Sacramento.
fans.
I
You don't really live anywhere anymore.
I'd be like, guys, I'm not playing tonight.
Selling
I'll be
around
like,
stuff.
Play
I'll
in
do the
Miami and just.
I'll do the camaraderie. I'll hang out on the bench,
Yeah.
but like,
But
don't
if you're
put me in there.
okay, I guess that's like I'll be like the last guy off the bench, sure. But if there's some world where you're like a starter and you have like all the pressure in the world and you have the media and like I think I would go play in like the G League. Yeah. You know, they'd be like, dude, you're putting up like 60 a game. You should
But
be
this
in the.
seems like
in
you're
the-
going to be good. Like you're about to hit the peak of your career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
think-
immediately retire.
Well, Tommy, I
Immediately
didn't think
retire.
Oh, I would immediately retire.
Some
Yeah.
peaks are lower
chill.
than others.
Okay,
Tommy.
okay.
You are still in the peak, and you have to play like you're still like reporting to a coach.
Yeah.
But you don't
Yeah, but
care.
you're
So
so
not
bored.
caring is free.
Yeah,
But
but like,
that's-
who
but
cares?
I
But
don't
then
think
if
they
I
don't
don't want to
but
not
these
care,
guys
I'm
don't
gonna
care about the
why
money.
upset someone?
So
I just think it'd be like, how am I
this-
going to
this
better
question
spend
right
my
here-
time?
This question right here is just: do you want to be a professional athlete? Because they
I
all
think the
basically
answer
make
is
power.
yeah.
You already have. You already have been.
Yeah. So like
That shit's in my
so
past.
would
I'm
you-
retiring.
So I feel like I think I'd play only because you're talking about the prime. You're like 30, so life is just so long. So you know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Like play for a
Right.
few years and then retire and then go. You know.
What if you injure yourself then? You have to do like I know for a fact. The reason I stopped snowboarding is because if I injure myself, I do not have the motivation to go to physical therapy and rehab, and I'll
Yep.
just never walk again.
Yeah.
So I stopped snowboarding.
You don't have to.
I
I've
tore
injured
both
myself
my
before, You
ACLs.
just don't go to therapy.
Yeah, but then you hurt for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
Well,
I tore
I'll play the other side of that coin. It's terrible. Yeah, I feel like you could.
I would go and I would like I'd have like a secret like recorder and I would just try and get good stories out of people. I'd be like, look, the only reason I'm here is so when I'm
My
big,
podcast.
I can tell a good story. Yeah.
You'd have a here. Just toss it on the floor.
I was just gonna say, like, it's funny to think like Eric LeGrand, right? Like, you know, he gets paralyzed, like he wants this motivational story.
Okay, so
Where's this going?
That's funny
Where
to
the
think about.
fuck is this one going?
Fun story.
Tommy.
I was gonna say, like, he's like the most inspirational guy ever because he was like, I'm gonna walk again. Like, imagine how many people out there who are like, no, like I'm just never
Oh, that would be
fucking
me.
walking again. Like, there's
I know
for every Eric
I
LeGrand, there's got to be
got
100 that are
paralyzed,
like, nope.
Or like the day that I do get cancer, that's happening. I'm gonna be like.
Right, you
pack
just
in.
pack it in.
I don't want to
You
do
pack it in.
chemo. I don't want to fight. I don't want to like.
Also,
just kill me.
don't give me a hashtag. Don't give me a John Strong. It's
Oh,
gonna
I would
happen.
take a hashtag. I'd take a
I'm
hashtag.
gonna have cancer. No John Strong. I did it myself. It's my fault. I am weak.
No, you have fights is easy. You might have to mess around and catch leukemia soon.
All right, last one here. We're gonna let Quiggs. The
Chernobyl.
could have been $6 million man.
All right. Would you rather have 2 normal kids or 1 disabled kid than one in the NFL? That's
This
the
we
easiest
changed.
of all
Well,
time.
well, here's the thing. Let me just say this.
As a
This
guy leaving this country,
just
I'm
this
not
we had to change. We had to change the words on this to get it printed. So when we say disabled, it you know what it means. You know what it means.
It's a chromosome disease?
Yeah, I don't know. So you know,
What's the second one?
So you know, it's not like it's not like he has a limp or something. Okay? So
He's not pigeon.
so I think I'm taking
That's
back
the
on this
easiest
one.
of
I'm
all
taking
time.
I think
normals.
it's easy, the NFL and the
Yeah.
disabled.
So
Wow.
easy. Get
I'm
a
taking the
little-
What's
normals for
NFL?
sure.
No.
What's
What's-
the NFL?
No, I'm saying
The
the second part is an NFL player.
You get an NFL
Oh,
player
I didn't hear that
and
part.
a disabled kid.
You thought it was just you thought it was just 2
I
normal
didn't,
kids or
I
1
asked him, and he
disabled.
just said it's just 1 disabled kid.
In both cases, you have 2 kids. One.
All right, I didn't hear the NFL part.
One is an NFL player.
All right,
and
yeah,
one's disabled,
that
or
was
you just have 2
discussion.
normals.
And that's such an inspiring story too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this family.
That's like
That's a built-in
That's
30
an
for 30.
E360. Yeah.
no, that's like borderline my ideal kids.
And you're so rich. Well, yeah.
What do you mean I'm so bro? You
I was gonna
have
say
one
from the
kid who's
NFL.
disabled, and then you have another kid who's gonna smash his head in for like 4 years, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 2 vegetables. Like
Quigg says he's gonna have his first kid like the Marinovich Project.
what's that?
The Todd Marinovich, right? That's who it is.
Oh, yeah.
So and then the second one, he's gonna fucking have his wife mainline and booze.
No, we'll have a good time as a family.
Yeah, are you pregnant? All right, time to go to bed.
Yeah, you have. I don't know if I want to say what I want to say. I'm gonna say
Let it rip.
I think we legitimately have to cut that.
I said I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, the internet's going.
That
NFC
still
can't
wasn't the
cancel.
problem. That just to be fair, that still wasn't the proper forewarning for what you were
No.
about to say.
Yeah.
Football.
Goodness gracious. That was. So let's go around.
cut that.
I'm gonna go with the 2 normals. Am I the only one?
No, I'd probably do that.
Normals.
Yeah.
And that's the end.